Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Nig here. As you can see, I'm currently rocking the ISO beard, living in isolation here in Canberra in our beautiful sunny days that you can see. And of course I've got my doggy's hat on because the NRL is going to start again soon. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce you to something new today, which is my My20 Harley-Davidson Sport Glide. I'll be back in a second with the video of the bike. Well, as you can see, this is the Harley-Davidson My20 2020 Sport Glide in all its glory. This particular model is in sunburst orange or scorched orange and silver flux paint color scheme. It is sensational. You know, normally, a lot of Harleys are in black, boring old black bikes, but this one here has got some fantastic color. Now you can't see today because of the overcast skies, but the actual orange pops in the sunlight. It's got its metal flex through it and it glitters. Sensational. And when you look at the silver flux, one light it's a dark, really dark grey, almost black. The other one it's a silver shine. So we'll go around the bike for you people. This has got your front pegs. It doesn't have running boards like some of the bigger bikes like the Fat Boy and stuff. It's got the Milwaukee 8 107 engine. They get the Milwaukee 8 name from the engines are made in Milwaukee, and it's got 4 valves per cylinder, being a twin cylinder V-twin bike. That's how it gets its Milwaukee 8 or M8 engine. This one here is the 107 cubic inches. They also come in 114, but this bike only comes out in the 107. Down here you'll see there's a dial there. That's to adjust your rear monoshock suspension. It's got a shock underneath the seat, and you can adjust the preload on that. So if you're a big fella like me, you can wind it up a bit. If you're also putting pillion on the back or loading up your panniers, you can adjust it to make it a bit more stiffer ride. But you've got your pillion pegs on it. The seat here, it's nice and comfortable for the rider. Could be more comfortable. The pillion's going to be a bit annoyed at you for long distances. We've got the panniers. The panniers, ladies and gentlemen, they just open up with a click on the button here. They've got as you can see, it doesn't just pop open. It's got an easy down for you, which is in there. Fantastic for when you don't want to have all your gear falling out on the road. And it's got a twin lock system, twin catch system there, so it just pops up, and then you push the lever down, and it's back on the bike. It's also lockable, fully lockable. There's dual panniers. There's one on that side too. And then we come around. It's got a 2-into-1 exhaust, which is okay. Needs to be updated with a new slip-on muffler, making it a bit loud, a bit more Harley sound. On the rear, it's got LED taillights and LED indicators. There again, this is the other side. The panniers. Come around here. It's got slimline secondary cover. Don't know if you know, the Harley-Davidsons are a little bit different to other motorbikes when they have their beautiful big V-twin engine. They then have a primary drive, which drives from the engine via a belt into the transmission and the gearbox, which is under in there. This one's got a 6-speed gearbox, so it all works like that. So it's got slimline chromed primary covers. Again, the forward controls of the gear lever, and importantly too, this one here, it's only got a single disc front end, but that stops you really good. It's real meaty brakes on the front end. Some bikes have twin discs. This one's only got a single. It's also got a single on the rear, which is standard for motorbikes. And this one, Sport Glide, has got upside down forks, whereas most Harleys have got the standard traditional forks. So this one actually is sporting a set of upside down forks, and that's going to help with the handling of the bike, because it just gives you a more responsive feel, I think. And if you look here, I'll pan over to my Go Fast bike, my Kawasaki Ninja ZX14R, one of the world's fastest production bikes, and it too has got upside down forks or inverted forks. So this Sport Glide is going to give you a nice good feel going into the corners. The tyres on these, the fronts are a 130 wide tyre. The They've even got little Harley, don't know if you can see that, Harley-Davidson logo embossed into the tyres. They say, I don't know if you can read that, but it actually says Harley-Davidson on the tyre as well. And these are a scorcher. These are, I think they're a Michelin tyre. The rear tyre, yeah, Michelin, and it's a 180 rear tyre on this one. You can get a bit of a see there. 180 rear. On my ZX here, it's got a 190 rear. So the rear tyre is wider on the ZX than is on the Harley, but the front on the ZX is it's only a 120, so you've got a bit wider tyre here at the front. The Sport Guide comes with LED lights on the front. The only letdown for me is the front indicators are standard globe indicators, they're not LED. You've got really nice wide levers here on the front, really good to grip. You've got these teardrop shape mirrors, and then I'll show you, we're getting a little bit of rain, so I'm going to have to put it away soon. You can see here we've got the key and the fob. This model only comes with one fob, and it comes with 2 keys. Now the key itself, strange looking thing, it's aluminium, a little bit of aluminium. It's used for the panniers, lock the panniers, and for, I'll show you around this side, you got over here, you've got the steering lock. The key's only used for that, because the fob is to start the bike. And it's a keyless start, so you just click the on button, on off button, and that brings it all to life. There, being in neutral, it's got a gear indicator in the speedo, and then you just got a start button up here, and I'll start it for you. That's it. You've got an analog speedo here, digital displays in the middle. You've got ABS on this model, the Harley logo. You've got where it tells you where it's in neutral. Now it's got the typical Harley-Davidson indicators, so right, you go right on your right handle bar, and left, and you turn left on your left handlebars. Completely different to most other bikes when they've got both on the one handlebar. You've got a horn, yeah, nice loud horn, high beam and low beam, which I'll show you the lights. Okay, that's the LED lights there, and then we'll put it on to high beam. That's your high beam ones. Low beam again, and your indicators. That's your front one, and then we'll go back to the rear, and that's your rear, and there's LED lights in the back. Now to cancel these indicators, just push the button again. They're also self-cancelling, so when you go around the corner and you lean and you straighten her up again, it actually turns off the indicators by itself. Now on the gauge, you can see currently it's got some numbers there. That's the actual revs. It's also got the fuel line indicator. Hopefully you can see that. But then over back on the handlebars, you've got a circle button up the top, and that cycles back through what you've got. So then if I push it once, it goes to the kilometres. This is in Australia, so we're in kilometres, not miles. Then I got 180 kilometres on this bike now in the week and a bit that I've had it. And then I go through, there's a trip meter A and trip meter B, and then you've got your range. So it says now that I've currently got 250 kilometres to go, still got over 3/4 of the tank. Hopefully that'll go up when you're riding a bit more. And then it's got the clock. It's currently 11:33 here in Australia, and then you go back to your RPM, and then it takes a second, and then the rev range comes up. So if you put this into gear, it does clonk a little bit, just like they all do. It won't show the gear indicator until I take off the hand off the clutch. So It's still cold. I'm just gonna get on the bike and stand her up. Straighten her up. Okay. It's back in neutral. Touch off. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the My20 2020 Harley-Davidson Sport Glide. I don't know if you can hear this, but it's now warmed up a bit because it gets down to about 1,000 RPM on the revs when it's after the automatic choke's gone off. So okay, this is the handlebars. You've got a nice set of clamps there. Got the Harley logo embossed in them. There's the forks on the top. So that, people. Oh, before I leave, I should show you the one important thing is the fairing on the front. Just lean them over. The one thing I will say I don't like is the little flimsy kickstand that you can see there. Apparently must hold up the bike though. But you got this fairing on the front. The fairing, it's got a bat wing fairing. You can see that there. It's got a little, it looks like about a 1-inch windscreen fairing there, which does bugger all, but you can unclip the fairing if you want to make it a naked cruiser. Also, people, these panniers, they unclip. It's as simple as just opening them up. You've got a little locking mechanism in the back here. Pull it out, turn it up so you see a red tab. Then you can just close them up, or with holding the phone, videoing. I have to do it there, but it's lift it back, slide it back, up, and it's away. And that's the rear disc brake and the muffler in the bike there. Now the panniers, they've just got the locking mechanism and a support bar that goes back down. Okay, the support bar goes down here beside the muffler, and you've got these two locating tabs and locking tabs on the side of the rear mudguard fender in America. Then you just put it back on, just line it all back up. So you start with lining the support bar up. This is also the back. Obviously it takes just a second or two. Once you've got it lined up, then you just lock the thing back down and it's back on the bike. Of course it takes less time than that when you haven't got a phone in your hand videoing it. So again, the air cleaner 107, nice slim line. It's going to need, you know, a high volume air cleaner on it, and obviously the pipes changed, or at least the muffler changed at the back there to make it sound a bit more like a Harley. Go a little bit faster. You can get another 10% power out of these just by doing what they call a stage 1 upgrade, which is the muffler or pipes, air cleaner, and a tune. So you got some. This one here's got the nice Harley badging written there on the side of the tank. There's a couple of the colour schemes come with this one. Another one, the black ones come with different badging. But this is the, as I said, the scorched orange and silver flux colour scheme. It goes well, handles well, and currently I love this bike. I think I'm going to get into the customisation. The next video that I'm going to do for you people is I'm going to change this seat. I think any pillion that I take is not going to be very happy with me sitting on that small little seat. So alright people, this is Big Nig signing off. Have a good day.